Time once again for another edition of Okoboji Wellness Clinic's Wellness Wednesday. And with us today is Dr. Bradley Meyer. Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Great morning to you, Dave.
Yes.
And it's a little warmer today.
It is a little warmer today. We're loving it.
All right.
We're going to talk about, we're going to tease something we're going to talk about in the upcoming Wednesdays, gluten, because a lot of people don't even know what gluten is.
Yeah, we're going to hit the gluten and the gut and the skin rashes. And so that's something that it's a pretty prominent and prevalent thing that comes in the door, folks that are frustrated, and it's tied to so many different things, so many different symptoms and complaints. So we got some pretty cool success stories that we'll talk more about the whole gluten thing and where it is and how it can affect you, and how, when we eliminate it in some cases, we can do so much better from a health perspective. So that's the tease coming up in another week or two. We'll hit that, Dave.
All right, and then the other thing we're going to talk about some success stories with Hyperbarics. You had some success stories with youngsters over the holiday period, and you've got one from somebody that's traveling to you from South Dakota for Hyperbarics. And again, we want to let people know, some people like Hyperbarics, they don't even have any idea what that is.
Right. Yep. And how to get started and what sets us apart here, because it is incredible. On some of the coldest days of the year, we had a house full in our clinic, and those hyperbarics were humming, those chambers, and that's a testimony to results. Literally, folks coming out on some of the coldest days of the year, putting themselves first because they are seeing results. They're feeling better. So that's why it's a big cog for us as part of your wellness walk and wellness journey to getting feeling better is the hyperbaric chamber. Now, it's one of several cogs that we focus on. It's an integrative medical clinic that we have, so we focus in a lot of different areas, but the hyperbarics are a big important part, and what sets us apart again is you've got some incredible customer service. Our team approach here, when you come in here, it feels like family. We know you by name, and you get pillow and blanket service while you're getting your hyperbaric treatment. So it's like a hyperbaric air spa. But to get going with it, we have folks that'll come in and they'll make a consultation, and we'll discuss, your chronic medical condition and see, is this something that you're going to benefit from? And in most cases, again, it's supremely helpful for a lot of different chronic and acute medical conditions. But again, oftentimes overlooked, and it is such a powerful tool. So what we'll do is, while folks come in and bring in their past medical records and history, and we'll sit down there for a good 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, and talk about their medical history and talk about, all right, how exactly do hyperbarics work, and how does it apply to you? How can we get you on that healing path where your body is just starting to put the fires out with the help of the hyperbarics and help with inflammation. So we will sit with you that first educational visit, and then you'll go down to the north end of the clinic, and we will have you do our 80-minute session. And so it's increasing. You sit in a pressurized chamber, which it looks like aptly timed with the weather, but the ice shacks, the ice tents that you see out on the lakes this time of year, that's what these chambers look like. They're soft chambers, and there's different styles and shapes, and they all do the same thing. Some of them you sit up in, some of them you can lay down in. It's personal preference, but you go in there, and we bring you to above atmospheric pressure. So we concentrate the air And with doing that, we're increasing voltage and oxygen, and we're turning on a whole bunch of different anti-inflammatory genes that help the body get on this healing path. There's a bunch of other things that the hyperbarics do, but it's kind of like taking a plane ride. When you go and you come up and down to pressure, your ears will feel a little bit of change there. When we are bringing you up and down to that increased atmospheric pressure, that's over the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the treatment. And then 60 minutes, you're in there at that increased atmospheric pressure. So your body is literally absorbing all this extra oxygen, and many of us are oxygen deprived, through our skin. So it's not just having to come through our lungs and breathing it in. We're absorbing it everywhere. And that is where the magic happens. It's incredible. And we'll have some folks that literally it may take a few treatments, or it may take, a pretty standard for a lot of chronic medical conditions, about 20 to 30 hyperbaric treatments. And many times we need to do, 2 to 3 a week at a minimum to start to move the needle and feeling better and decreasing that inflammation. But, we had the gal that came out of South Dakota. She's been coming to us. She's middle of South Dakota. She teaches advanced math for high school. And she came to us last spring, and she was just really struggling with mental clarity, brain fog. She just didn't feel like her brain was as sharp as it used to be. And she has had some incredible success where she's come maybe 2 to 3 treatments every other month. And so she's kind of that anomaly in the fact that she's been such a responder to it that she's not needed to come and do the treatment more often out of the chute to start to see benefits. And so that's what her regimen's been. She was having pain in her lower legs, and that is completely gone, to the point where she's having trouble making it through the day teaching because her legs were hurting so much. And then she thought she was going to have to take early retirement, and this gal's in her 50s is all. And because she just didn't feel like, she felt like her brain by the end of the day was so tired, and she just couldn't do those high-level math functions anymore. And I just saw her the beginning of this week, and she just is still incredibly satisfied. She's like, this has been a game changer. And so for her and for many others that have, chronic medical conditions, it is, everybody, in my opinion, should be doing this. I mean, with very few exceptions. And I think if everybody realized how powerful it was, everybody would be doing it, because you feel so much better. And one other amazing story. And this, we had some J-term students come from the local high school here over the holidays, just the first part of January here, and they got to experience what we do in the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. And one other common complaint that we get, especially post-COVID, is, I lost my taste and my smell. And so this young gal was an example of, I've lost my taste and my smell. And she did, over the course of her J-term, about, at least 5 hyperbaric treatments. And on her last day, she came in and she's like, I can taste and smell again. And so, again, what that hyperbaric chamber is doing, it's increasing oxygen everywhere, increasing voltage in your body, which means energy, more energy to go heal things, and any part of the body that's injured, it's just setting that body on that healing path. So in her case, what a big deal. She's like, incredible. I wasn't tasting and smelling, and now I got that back. So many times hyperbarics is huge just for that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. We want people to come see you. We want them to have a consultation so you can see what the path to wellness might look like for them. Might include hyperbarics, might include something else, might be peeling back the layers of the onion, like you like to say, to maybe try and get folks off of some prescription medicines, maybe consolidate their medicines to not take quite so many. We need them to come have a consultation with you so they can live life, not just survive it.
Absolutely. We're here to meet you where you're at on the journey, and we've got different ways, and that can be a routine adult visit where you pay for a consultation with me, and we talk about maybe not just hyperbarics, but what direction you want to go to not just survive but thrive in life and feel better. And the other option is, of course, the direct provider care, which is that monthly membership. So that's kind of a nice thing to just put in the budget for the individual. It's $99 a month. For a couple, it's $179 a month. Huge deal there because it's unlimited visits and longer appointment times, which is a rare commodity, and so that allows us to really start to take deeper dives, peel the layers off the onion, and get to where we want to go to get you feeling better. So, and on top of that, you come in and we know your name, and it just feels like coming home. It doesn't feel like a doctor's office. It feels like we're your family here, and we want to walk with you in this wellness journey and get you where you want to be. So we love to be the smiling face to greet you at the door, and it's a blessing to see these miracles and these improvements that folks have made over the course of the last 2 years in our clinic. Certainly a privilege for our team to help walk with you, Dave.
All right, so how do folks find you?
712-339-6024 is our phone number, and then again we're in Spirit Lake, right behind the Okoboji Pancake House, and the building right north of A6 Hardware, just off Highway 71. So 3305 Berquist Avenue. Give us a call if you've got any questions. If you just want to come in and tour the place and see what we're all about, we're always willing to do that as well, because we've got an awesome team here that it's not just me, that a lot of different medical providers and gifted practitioners that want to help. So, and we can do it.
Very good. Dr. Meyer, thanks so much, as always, for another edition of Wellness Wednesdays. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next week.
You too. Be well, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bradley Meyer, Okoboji Wellness Clinic. You can go online and find them, okobojiwellnessclinic.com.